Welcome back. Well, US President Donald Trump has announced he'll send troops into Portland, Oregon, a city he claims has become, quote, war-ravaged.
For more, we're joined by former FBI agent Scott Curtis in Abu Dhabi. Scott, good morning to you. President Trump says war-ravaged. What's he referring to?
I think he's referring to the last several years where the city of Portland has dealt with violent agitators there who have caused a lot of damage to the city in certain areas there, and have really put law enforcement in a bind there because they can't go about their primary mission there because they have to defend personnel and property as opposed to going out there and trying to enforce the laws.
We've seen Donald Trump sort of speak out about cities like, we spoke then Portland, he's mentioned about Chicago as well. Is it necessary for the US president to meddle the way he is in these cities?
Well, I think he wants to send a message of deterrence that if the state and local leaders in these certain jurisdictions don't want to provide the necessary manpower and resources to deal with safety and security in their jurisdictions there, that the president will not hesitate at the federal level to get involved. And I think if these state and local leaders are trying to tell their people there that, well, there's nothing else we can do with the situation, and it's proved that there was other options for them on the table there, they're going to lose a lot of credibility with their constituents.
It seems to us quite strange to have particularly troops, someone there paid to defend people, actually going in and operating in some ways against the people they're paid to defend. How does the president get around this legally, and what's next? Where's next on his hit list?
Well, I think what you're going to see here is similar to what we saw in Los Angeles, California earlier this year, where the National Guard was mobilized and sent there basically as a defensive and security mission there, where they were defending federal property, where they weren't out there doing proactive, offensive law enforcement operations. They were just there to help free up law enforcement, ICE officers, local, state, federal law enforcement officers, so they can do their mission without having to spend manpower and resources defending federal property.
It seems as though, as well, the US president is sort of holding at ransom some other programs that are federally funded. For example, in Chicago, he's saying that he will pull funding for certain schools if the governor there doesn't follow what his directions. That is a bit troubling as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that we have to get to this point where certain leaders either want to ignore or not prioritize public safety. I mean, we know from the last election and most elections in this country where public safety is the number one or number two concern for citizens there. And so from the president's perspective, he ran on that mandate. He got elected, and he feels, I guess, it's an obligation for him to get involved if he feels like these state and local leaders are not doing again, what they claim that they think they're doing, but they're not doing enough.
Well, we watch on with interest. Scott, late night for you, early morning for us. Really nice to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you, Scott.